Hey everyone, it's great to finally be here after many years wanting to make these kinds of videos. Welcome to Innominatum Digital YouTube channel. I'm Rudy, and in today's video I'm going to talk about how we started our own in-game company from the ground up, how I started on game development, and what were the main difficulties and where are we right now on Innominatum Digital. This journey was full of ups and downs, but I hope that sharing my story, I can inspire other game developers to take the leap and follow their dreams. So let's go. Well, it all started for me back in college around 2017, 2016, when I started to learn Unity by myself. I remember spending hours and hours powering over tutorials from Brackeys and a bunch of other channels, watching videos about people that were making like incredible looking games all by themselves, while I was basically smashing my head on the keyboard, waiting to Unity to unfreeze and trying to experiment with a bunch of different game mechanics. At the end, my first project was a simple 3D platformer that you can still find on itch.io, by the way. The game title is a bad and hard platformer, mostly because I basically used just a bunch of free assets from Unity, put everything together in a bunch of scenes, and wrote about 100 lines of code, not even that. So the game wasn't even close to be decent. And even more, it was also apparently super hard because almost none of my friends that I shared the game with was able to finish it. But it was in general a great learning experience for me. It made it possible for me to continue to work on Unity for my college projects. I developed a bunch of scientific research using Unity, and also a lot of other crap games that are now lost to time because I don't have my PC anymore. Everything was basically gone. So after college, I continued to work on my game development skills while I was taking a master's degree, and eventually I met my partner Thiago. Thiago?
Hey guys!
We, together with another friend, participated on our first game jam. It was called Lux Game Jam. You can find Lux channel on YouTube even to this day. And on this game jam we created a small game called The Warrior of Light and Shadow. So, The Warrior of Light and Shadow is a roguelike dungeon crawler game where you play as a warrior that honestly looks more like a mage, but you don't need to notice that can alternate between two souls, light and shadow. And that's because of the game's theme of light and shadow. The idea was that you must destroy all the enemies while you are using the soul that is effective against them. So in the shadow, enemies are invulnerable to shadow attacks, but they are not, they are really vulnerable to light attacks, and vice versa. It's not the most fitting idea, I admit it, but we wanted to make something that was a little different from like just using actual light and shadows on the environment. That's a cool idea, not gonna lie, but I thought that, basically everyone was ready, so we tried to go on a different path. And at least I still think that the game was like fun and different to play, mostly for something that we made in 3 days with little experience and all that. At the end, the game was ranked at 7 on the overall voting and 3rd by the judges. You can still find the result video on Lux Game, on the Lux Game Jam on her channel, even to this day. We were really proud of the results because there were a lot of great games on that jam. And we really didn't think that we were going to be nearly as close to the top as we were. And so this experience gave us a lot of confidence to continue working on our game development skills. And we went to participate on a bunch of other game jams and even release a commercial game. So let's talk about it. Our second game jam resulted on this game called Slime Chase. Slime Chase is an adventure game where you control a small slime that must destroy the company that is enslaving your friends and destroying your planet. This game was made for the Mashup Game Jam. The theme was Size Matters. You can remember that all of the games that are on this video are on our itch.io page, link below. The main thing that we tried to work here was this 2.D visual style as a result of basically me getting in love from this game Rogue Run, that was one of the participants from the last game jam, the Lux Game Jam. I loved the art style and I wanted to try something similar. In this game you go through your planet, freeing your friends and destroying the machines that are extracting these slime jellies. That was basically a resource that gives life for all the creatures on the planet. The idea of this game is that you are a slime and you use your own mass, that we call the slime joys, to deal damage to your enemies, and spending this slime makes your character grow smaller, and getting more slime from the environment makes you grow bigger. So staying out of slime was basically mean that you die. So this was our take on the size matter thing. It was basically the size, your size is your life bar, and the things that you find on the environment change that interact with you. Yeah, and that was our idea for this game. We ended up not getting so well on the scores on this game. The game was overall okay. We liked the game, but the gameplay of the game was not very well polished, and it was a really hard game. I think that almost no one could pass through all of our challenges. We made like 3 different bosses to this game. We tried to work on a lot of stuff, but we ended up not finishing and polished everything as we wanted. There are no checkpoints on the game, so it's really frustrating to like defeat 2 different bosses and then go a little bit higher on the tower and face another boss and die and start everything over again. We even launched a second version of this game with a lot of improvements after the game jam scoring was over. This game, there are some problems with it. We tried to fix it, but it's still not polished yet. It was like a cool experiment for us to make, and mostly working on the 2.D kind of visual made us get a lot of experience that we carried out for our next game, that was like our first serious project, that is Soul Shift. So guys, let's talk right now about Soul Shifter. Soul Shifter was the first big project that we had as Innominatum Digital, the first game that we published. The game is on Steam, even right now it is still on early access. But more about the game itself. The game was basically a mix of both of our projects. For the game jams, it gets a lot of the ideas from the Warrior of Light and Shadow. It is a dungeon crawler roguelite. It has all the ideas of the different souls, but apart from Warrior of Light and Shadow that we had like Light and Shadow, Soul Shifter has the idea of very different elements and elemental creatures, where the player grows on different dungeons, explore ruins and different worlds, and find and fight different magical creatures. And these magical creatures have like weakness and different movesets, different weapons that the player uses affect different enemies, more or less depending on the environment and the elements that enemy is based on. So Soul Shifter was our big project. Basically we worked around a year on it, and we started working on it on 2020 during the pandemic. Mostly all of our development was during the pandemic. We worked to make like a good game with a universe, a story that we created and everything, and it was like a lot of things, a lot of new things for us to work with. We ended up like getting a bunch of content and wanting to do a lot of stuff that we don't really knew how to do. So it was really hard to work on the game, but we were really like excited to release this and to have finally launched the game. We were working on various different bosses, different kinds of enemies, different environments, everything. We had basically help from one other people. So it was basically like 3 persons working on this game during a year until we released it to the early access. So as you guys can see, the game did not sell well on Steam and is still on early access. It was a hard experience for us. We had a lot of expectations, but we also didn't know how to work properly on marketing or anything like that. This game opened like a lot of possibilities. We got in contact with like publishers and game companies from all around the world, and it was really cool. It was like the most amazing experience that we had until now, but commercially the game did not sold almost anything. Like you can see in the Steam page, we got like 3 reviews. It was not a success, but it was a big learning experience, and we are still working on this game. We still plan to launch the final version this year, and so it will not be like one of those games that is like on early access forever. No, we'll launch them on 2021. There was a lot of stuff going on during these years until now, so yeah, the game is like taking some time to get updates, but we are working on it right now. We are planning to launch it on different devices, on consoles as well. In any time right now, we will able to share news about the game. I hope that really soon. But yeah, we are still working on this game. We plan to make it better. We know there are a lot of things that we did not polish it enough for the early access. We know there are a lot of stuff that it's not does not feels great, but mostly because we didn't know how to program, to how to design everything on the game. But after some time, and mostly after we released the early access version, I ended up graduating on my master's degree, so I started to work on an actual game company, like full-time job. Thiago also started working on a full-time job on his own. We both gathered like a lot of experience from the jobs, but we also didn't have like so much time to work on Soul Shifter. But now, with everything that we know, we expect to finally be able to release the final version of this game and make it better, make it more worthy to check out. And well, I can say that working on this game was like the biggest experience that I had in my life. I know that it's not a perfect game, not even close to that, but it is something that I will always have in my heart. But yeah guys, after the experience to releasing a game and it was not like commercially successful, even that it was like a great experience for us, we felt like a little bit delusioned about game developing, indie game development, because every video that I watched on YouTube about how I made my indie game, how I started my indie game development career, they all look like successful examples. You know, you see the games that big developers on YouTube do, and they are all gorgeous, they are beautiful, and they run smoothly, they look so professional. But then after some time we realized that yeah, make something like that is really hard. We didn't have enough experience to really be able to do that. And guys, if you are starting right now on the in-game dev, you will also not have the capacity to make like gorgeous looking games. You know, if you are in the indie game dev groups on Facebook or in Reddit, you'll see all the posts with the gorgeous games and everything looks amazing. And when you start working on your own projects, it's like something that doesn't really look right, but and you start to try to work, and then you had an idea to a project, and then you got like all excited. But when you started working, you work for like a week on the project and it doesn't look good, it doesn't feel great. the gameplay is not good, the level design is not great, and then like you just got delusions and you stop working on the project, then maybe you stop working on indie game at all, or you just think about other project that you maybe are able to do and launch it. But yeah, it's easy to get like trapped on this circle of never getting to anywhere with game development. And there are a lot of things that you can look on the internet, and everything looks like better than anything that you will ever be able to do. But it's really important for anyone that is trying to work on this career that you need to like focus and make something that you can publish, that you can be proud of, even that is not the best thing that you will do in your life. The first games that you will do will not be great. Most probably, like, always will be someone that makes his first game and it's something amazing. But you should not like let this be your objective, because it's really surreal, and it's better for yourself if you don't like put so much on your back. So we gather like a lot of experience on our own jobs, and after some time we tried to work on another game jam to make us excited on indie game dev again. And this game jam ended up resulting on the game called A Real Lovecraftian Horror. So what is it? A Real Lovecraftian Horror, it's a game that was developed for the CDR Game Jam this year, or the last year to be real. The idea of the CDR Game Jam was basically to parody like those bad horror games that pop out everywhere. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. The theme was like, your enemy is stupid and it needs help. So we worked to make like one of the games that we had most fun on the development, that is A Real Lovecraftian Horror. A Real Lovecraftian Horror is basically everything that we thought that was funny to add on old retro style horror game. We made like the gameplay basis, and we started to implement on this like a lot of elements that we thought it would be funny for in the context of the jam, and to make like a horror game that was fun to play, and it ended up working well. I think, at least we made these games like completely not serious. It has a lot of intentional bugs, problems that we added to comply with the jam's idea, and looks like the participants of the jam liked it, because on the overall it was our first game to win a game jam. So it was really one of the best experiences that we had, not just because we won, but also because we just could like relax and develop something that we wanted to do. We did not try it to make anything serious with A Real Lovecraftian Horror. We just wanted to make a fun game to play, something that you could laugh while you were playing, and we ended up getting this. I think it is on itch.io if any of you want to try it. But this game, it actually made us get a revival for our passion in the game development, and this whole experience gave us a lot of confidence to continue to working on our commercial game, so Shifter, and we ended up pushing through all the difficulties that we had during these years of development, and now we are like back on it, working. We are trying to build a proper company right now. As we had like jobs, we were able to catch some money, so now we are thinking about like get people to work on our games with us, expand the team, build a proper company on it, and start like marketing properly our games, and getting partnerships with other companies, making everything more serious. I don't know, because we have always been serious about what we wanted to do, but right now we are full on track to do it, you know. So we hope that this year in Innominatum Digital will launch the final version of Soul Shifter. We are already working on two different new projects, not like full on working on both, but we have two projects for the future. One is on development right now alongside the finishing of Soul Shifter, and the other one is like an idea that we want to gather developers to work on that also, to make like proper good games, games that we are proud to show the world, and games that we will make as a business and as passionate developers. So for you guys to know what I'm talking about, today I'm excited to talk about our new project, that is Dash and Swing. Dash and Swing is a relaxing momentum-based platformer. It's a 2D game where the player controls basically a ball that moves with dashes and grappling hooks, and swing through platforms, avoiding obstacles, enemies, spikes, and platforms that deal damage. And the idea of this game is like be a relaxing experience where the player just has some fun while playing the different levels and listening to good music, because all of the game backgrounds like react with the music. We will share more info on this game during the next days, next weeks, so keep waiting and you will see more of this later. So yeah guys, looking back, the road to where we are right now was not easy. We faced like a lot of challenges, from dealing with limited resources to overcoming our self-doubt, but we did it until to here, and we learned a lot for every mistake that we have made, and that's what allowed us to grow as a team and as game developers. We are really excited about the future of our company, of the future of our projects. We hope that people will respond to it. It's been a long and challenging journey to get to this point, but we are so grateful for this, and we can't wait to see what's coming next. If you, like us, if you are a game developer or you are aspiring to be one, I hope that our story can like inspire other people to keep pursuing their dreams. Like, don't give up, stay trying to follow what you want to do, no matter how difficult the journey is. With hard work and persistence and a little bit of luck, like, you can go anywhere. You will be able to achieve your dream. It will not be easy, it will not be always a victory, but the future like only waits for you to start trying. And that's the best thing that I can say for everyone. Just as we are trying to work on our company, work on our games, work on our projects, everyone that wants to follow this path will have like a rough path, but at the end, when you are done, when you have a project to call your own and you see how much you learned from it, even that it's not like profitable for you as company, it will be profitable for you as like a learning experience and something that you can feel grateful to have done. And well, so that is this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see more things like it, if you want to check out our news about our projects, please make sure to subscribe and check our channel. In the next days we will be releasing a lot of new stuff about Soul Shifter and about Dash and Swing. So that's it guys, bye bye.